Okay, we're going to investigate the demand curve now, and the determinants of demand are listed here: price of the good, income, price of related goods, and then a whole host of other things: advertising, fashion, taste, the weather. All of these things will affect the amount of demand for any good in a marketplace. Now, when we start, it's very important that we realize that if you're looking at how much is being demanded, then you can change one of those determinants but keep everything else the same, because it's impossible to find out what happens to, say, demand when price is changing if you're also at the same time allowing income to change or the price of a related good to change. And so you have to make an assumption, which in economics is called ceteris paribus, means all other things are going to be equal. So in other words, we change the price, but we keep all things equal. We change the income, but we keep the price the same, the price of related goods the same, the advertising the same, etc. So whenever we look at this, you've got to realize that we are running under an assumption that all other things are remaining equal. Now, what's important is that we'll look at the price first, and then we'll consider these other things in the next video. So when we look at the price determinant of demand, we can start to look at it by drawing a demand curve over here on a diagram, which basically relates the quantity in the marketplace that is being demanded to the price of our good. And all we're saying is that if we keep things like income, price of related goods, etc. the same, we can put in here CP, which means ceteris paribus. I'm looking at what happens to quantity when the price changes when I'm keeping all these other things the same. And basically what we would argue is this, that at a certain price, let's say £5, then I will demand maybe 100 of those goods every year. If the price goes down to £4, I might think, actually, because of the lower price, I now will demand 120. And you keep going like so, and at each and every price you can have a demand for your good. And when you join those points up, we have our first demand curve. And what the best way of reading it, and very important to do so, is to say at each and every price, this is telling me on this axis how much I am demanding. One of the key terms here is to remember that when we change the price, we talk about a change in quantity demanded. Quantity demanded is very important that we see that at this stage. And basically what we're saying is that any change in the price will move you along a demand curve. Up and down the demand curve, higher price, less demanded, lower price, more demanded. So there's an inverse relationship to price and quantity demanded.